Whether you're new to Black Ops 6 and trying to get better at the game, or you're just trying to rank up with double XP weekend, these are the top 5 best class setups to be using in the game right now. If any of these do help you out, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click that thumbs up button, and then turn those notifications on so you don't miss out on my future Black Ops 6 videos. And with all that being said, let's get into the first loadout. Now we're gonna be starting off with my personal go-to, and that is the JACKAL PDW. I actually have the VMP with the cool iron sights on it that you unlock at Prestige 8 level 50. So that's why my weapon looks a little bit different. So starting off, I like to throw on the compensator here. It just gives you better vertical recoil control, helping you land more of your shots. Can never go wrong with that. For the barrel, I like long barrel. It grants me an increase in damage range, making this significantly better and stronger at those longer range gunfights. I then like to extend my magazine size to just 1. So we just throw on the 40 round. If you want to do the 50, you're more than welcome to. I know some people like to do that, but I think 40 is more than enough with how fast the JACKAL drops enemies. I then throw on the ergonomic grip, which grants me slide to fire speed. I say it all the time. I personally love to slide into my gunfights, so this helps me out a ton. You also give dive to fire, which I personally don't care for because I don't even have dive on. And then I also get an increase in aim down sight speed, so I can be a little more quick and snappy, get that first shot off. And usually if you shoot first, you're gonna drop the enemy first. And then my final attachment here is going to be the balanced stock, which gives me aim walking movement and strafing movement. And that just makes it way harder for the enemies to land shots on me when I'm in gunfights. I'm moving a lot faster when I'm strafing or aiming and walking, which is really, really nice. So that's the build. Those are my 5 attachments. Again, this is like my go-to to either warm up or sweat it out. And again, if you're new to the game or you're just trying to rank up, this is going to be perfect no matter what. We could bring this to the firing range real quick and you're going to see. So we have the VMP iron sights from BO3. You unlock this again at Prestige 8 level 50. So some of you should have it maybe, but I'm telling you, this is doesn't move at all. It's probably the easiest SMG in the game to use. Even at like a range like that, I mean, you could still pretty much get away with just 100% accuracy. Again, this is my #1 favorite weapon in the game right now. Next, we have an assault rifle that I have been using a lot over the past 2 to 3 days, and that is the AMES 85. So this is a gunfighter build, meaning instead of using 5 attachments, we have an extra 3 in total of 8 attachments. And the way I'm able to do this is through the wild card gunfighter. So my first attachment is going to be an optic. You could throw whatever optic you feel most comfortable with. For me personally, I like the Keppel Microflex. You're going to want to throw an optic on. We can go to the firing range real quick. And yeah, you just can't see anything out of this. The iron sights are really bad. So throw something on. Again, I like the Keppel Microflex. For the muzzle, I like to do a suppressor here. I don't think you need a compensator. This is one of the most accurate weapons in the entire game. So just throw a suppressor on. You're off the radar. You're going to be significantly more stealthy, and I think you could really get away with running a suppressor here. For the barrel, I like to run long barrel. It grants you a massive increase in damage range, and I think this is an incredibly weak weapon without long barrel. With long barrel, you're able to kill enemies significantly faster at those longer range engagements. For my underbarrel, I like to run vertical foregrip. It gives you a massive increase in horizontal recoil control. So I think after throwing this on, it already doesn't move, and this just is kind of OD after throwing it on. I don't think you need vertical recoil control on this, but the horizontal makes a massive difference. So that's why you have vertical foregrip. For the magazine, I like to do extended mag 2 here, doing a 60 round magazine. I do play a lot of 10v10. You can't get caught reloading in 10v10. So throw this on and you're able to take out so many more enemies without having to reload. For my rear grip, I have on ergonomic grip, just like we had on our JACKAL. Again, I'm always sliding into my gunfights. The aim down sight speed is going to be really helpful as well, especially on an assault rifle. For the stock, I have on balanced stock, very similar to our JACKAL. You get the strafing movement and aim walking movement, and this helps out a ton, especially at longer range gunfights where you're kind of strafing back and forth. It makes it so hard for the enemies to land shots on you, especially at a range. That's why I like balanced stock. For the AMES 85. And then my final attachment here is going to be a fire mod, and I like to run the overpressured rounds, which grants me an increase in bullet velocity. And again, it just makes those longer range gunfights a little bit easier to win. And when you're putting bullet velocity and an AR in Black Ops 6, it honestly just feels like hit scan, especially on most maps in the game. So there's the entire build, man. You got all 8 attachments, and we can bring this thing to the firing range, and you're gonna see you don't need that compensator as your muzzle. You could get away with the suppressor, and the thing It doesn't move. It's one of the easiest ARs in the entire game to use. I put a lot of my homies on, a lot of my Twitch subs on, and they have been loving this build. So try it out for yourselves and let me know what you guys think of it. Now this third loadout might throw a lot of you off guard. We have the DM10. Now this is a one-shot headshot at pretty much any given range and a 2 to 3 shot body shot at, again, any given range. I think this is like the current meta in the game if you know how to use it and have the right build. This is another gunfighter setup, so you're gonna need 8 attachments for this. I have a gameplay video coming out on this in the next few days, so this might not make sense now, but after I come out with that gameplay video, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty damn broken. So for the optic, the iron sights, I guess, are like, it's like a scope. So I like to throw like a red dot on. Again, Kypro Microflex is the best way to go here. I have the compensator on my DM10. The biggest issue with this is the recoil control. It's an absolute mess. Once you kind of bring it down and make it a laser beam, that's where it gets super OP. So a lot of the attachments are going to make this thing significantly more accurate. We're starting off with the compensator. There's not much more to be said. It gives you vertical recoil control. It's the best muzzle in the game, in my opinion. For the barrel, I like to run long barrel. This extends those 1 to 2 to 3 shot kill ranges even further, making it kill even faster at longer ranges. For the underbarrel, I'll have the weighted handguard. This gives me horizontal recoil control. Muzzle gave us vertical. This gives us horizontal. Best of both worlds, you can't go wrong with it. For the magazine, the largest you could do is a 30. Now, don't freak out, like 30, that's it? Again, it is a one-shot headshot, 2 to 3 body. So this is more than enough. You're able to take out 3 to 4 enemies without having to reload with absolute ease. For the rear grip, I have on ergonomic once again. I don't even need to say anything anymore, all right? It's a marksman rifle. It's gonna be super, super slow. So throwing this on kind of picks up the speeds when you're sliding, diving, and then aiming down sights. For the stock, didn't know you could do it. The buffer weight stock is available for this weapon. When the buffer weight stock first came out, they said it was for the XM4 and the XMG. I ain't hear nothing about the DM10 personally, and this just works out perfectly because it's like the perfect 0 recoil attachment, and it so happens to be on a weapon that desperately needs it. And then my final attachment is going to be rapid fire. So unlike the SWAT and the AEK, which got nerfed with the rapid fire attachment, this didn't. So you're not losing out on bullet velocity and damage range like the SWAT and AEK. You're only losing out on recoil control, and honestly, with all the recoil control attachments we have on, you don't even notice it. So with rapid fire, you could shoot the weapon faster, and you know what that means. You could take out enemies significantly quicker. There's the whole build on the screen right here. I'm telling you, me giving you this build right now might not make a lot of sense. Like, man, what is bro on? When you see the gameplays in the next coming days, I'm telling y'all now, if you're watching this top 5, you guys need to stick around for them gameplays. So again, wait. It's a one-shot headshot, I swear. Maybe not in the firing range, it's a little goofy, but wait, am I even hitting the head? Wait, yeah, I am. What the? It is a one-shot headshot in game. I'm telling you, no. These firing range bots are not right. And then here at a range, body shot, a 3-shot at 50 meters. Huh? Nothing more needs to be said. Going back to the SMGs, I think the fastest killing SMG happens to be the TANTO, and thankfully it's like the 3rd SMG you unlock. And this is another gunfighter build. So this is going to allow us to have 8 attachments on it. And I think you need to do it because it just makes it super, super OP. The first attachment, compensator, the fire rate, it's a little slower and it makes the recoil pattern a little more odd in my opinion. So throw on the compensator. Again, we've had it on some of the other weapons. It just makes your weapon significantly more accurate. For the barrel, I have on the reinforced barrel. This gives me both bullet velocity and damage range, which is incredibly helpful on SMGs. It's something you're gonna need if you want to compete with ARs. For the underbarrel, we got the vertical foregrip. You know, not a stranger to this. You guys have seen this on some of the other builds. For the magazine, I have on the 40 round magazine. If you feel like this isn't enough, you could do the 50. It's up to you. I think 40 is more than enough with how fast this drops enemies. For the rear grip, we got ergonomic once again. It's my favorite rear grip. Beating dead horse at this point, man. You see me throw it on multiple other times. Same with the stock being the balanced stock. So again, don't need to say much about this. You do get significantly more mobility out of the balanced stock on the TANTO compared to other weapons in the game. So that just makes it significantly better for the TANTO specifically. And then my final attachment, obviously what kind of brings the TANTO all together is rapid fire. I did tell you it has a significantly lower fire rate. So kind of bringing that up to speed, it makes this kill even faster when you have rapid fire on. You do lose out on bullet velocity and damage range. I wouldn't trip out too much about that. Again, we have that barrel line that kind of evens it out. We do lose out on vertical and horizontal recoil control. Again, we have attachments to even that out. So the cons aren't as bad. So there's the entire build. I went over it really quick because a lot of these attachments are some of the ones we've already previously used, but bring this bad boy to the firing range. Yeah, I mean, super, super OP. I've been dying to this so much as of recent. It's kind of annoying. So if you can't beat them, just join them, dude, at this point. There's a Tanto. This is my first time ever using it in a gunfighter build, but you could see, I mean, it definitely gets the job done. By far, like, easily top 5 weapons in the entire game. And finally, for our 5th and final weapon in today's top 5, we have the KRIG, which I think is the #1 weapon in the entire game. And you're gonna see why in the firing range when we get there. But for the first attachment, we got the Kepler Microflex. No stranger to this. We've been running this all video long. We have the compensator I have on the long barrel. Again, this is just going to kill enemies significantly faster at long ranges. Magazine size is going to be a 45 round magazine, which is right here. And then I have on the vertical foregrip. So all these attachments you've already seen, so that I don't have to go too crazy in depth. I usually run gunfighter, but I kind of feel bad for giving you so many gunfighter builds on this. So this is gonna be a 5 attachment build because you can, I mean, honestly, 5 is more than enough. I like to kind of be OD with the gunfighter. So here's what you're able to do in the firing range with this, man. I mean, again, it's the easiest weapon in the entire game to use. It happens to be the strongest. I mean, yeah, when it comes to the DM10 is also super broken. That kills faster than this for sure. But this being an automatic weapon and you don't really have to like control the recoil at all, it makes it significantly easier. This is just like an aimbot weapon in my opinion. Now, as far as goes for the rest of the builds here, or the rest of the loadout, my bad. So for the 4 attachment builds, usually I like to do perk greed is my wild card. I like to run stim shots all the time so I can instantly regenerate my health after getting hurt. I love the blast traps. They're super OP, very reliable. My field upgrade's always a scrambler. It's like a personal counter UAV. It's like a free kill streak. My secondary is a Gurkova with these attachments. Never change it. It's super, super reliable as well. And then my perks. So when I'm running 4 perks, I like to run Gung Ho where I could reload and run at the same time, which can save me quite a bit. For my second perk, I've been experimenting a lot, whether it's with Shadow, where I'm undetectable to enemy traps and mines. I feel like enemies run them all the time, so I have to run them myself. And not only that, I got to protect myself with Shadow. You could do Engineer. You could really use whatever perk you want. I'm still like experimenting with what I want to run. For perk 3, I like to run double time so I can get around the map a little bit faster. And then my perk greed perk is always Scavenger because I'm not running the assault packs, and this allows me to use whatever my primary is at the time. And with these 3 red perks, I get Enforcer, so I can get a temporary buff to not only movement speed, but my health regen as well, which is really nice. Now, when I'm running Gunfighter, for instance, like down here for the KRIG, I usually take off Gung Ho, I do Scavenger, I run Assassin, and this actually shows when an enemy is on a kill streak. They show up as like a special icon on your mini map, so you can go take them out and shut that down. And then I still get Enforcer because I'm also running double time. So I basically just take off Gung Ho and man up, but this is what I usually run when I'm running a Gunfighter build. Obviously, Tactical, Lethal, and Field Upgrade all stay the same. I really hope these setups helped you out, man. Again, if they did, just click the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Help other people see this video. But if you think I missed a weapon that should have been in the top 5, let me know what that weapon is down below. But that's gonna wrap up today's video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Deuces.